first time, America's most powerful men will have to put their rivalries aside and start working together.
What do you think? We need to buy the president.
And now, the conclusion of The Men Who Built America.
Previously, on The Men Who Built America. Fighting back from the bloodshed of the Civil War, America has grown into one of the most powerful countries on the planet, fueled by a group of visionaries who are building a better future. Vanderbilt stopped at nothing to connect the nation via railroads.
If they want a war, I'll give them a war.
Rockefeller used his trademark ruthlessness to light home.
But what about the Pittsburgh refineries? Shut them down.
Cities are expanding to the sky, built on the strength of Andrew Carnegie's steel.
It's impossible. Nothing's impossible.
And under J.P. Morgan's control, electricity is starting to power the country.
Long live the electric light.
We're in the early days of a new industry.
In just 35 short years, the nation has changed faster than anyone could imagine. But the incredible advancements come with a price.
All those in favor of striking, raise your hand.
An undercurrent of anger is growing. And many
Mr. Frick.
are looking to take back control of the country. But America's most powerful titans believe they answer to no one.
I've heard enough. This is what's going to happen. The Morgan Bank.
And with a presidential election on the horizon, their next move will shock the world.
Take you to heaven, save your soul, and promise forever. Feel my soul.
After inheriting and expanding his father's banking empire, J.P. Morgan is now among the most powerful men in the nation. His influence over the country is matched by only two other men. Andrew Carnegie and John D. Rockefeller have been rivals for decades. And that competition has driven both men to incredible heights. At the peak of their power, J.P. Morgan, John Rockefeller, and Andrew Carnegie are worth the modern equivalent of over $1 trillion combined. More than the entire net worth of the 40 richest people alive today.
The wealth then was like royalty. It was just a different thing. They literally controlled the country. When you're talking about a guy like Rockefeller, it was literally 1% of the economy. It's stunning to think about that. It is almost incomprehensible.
But while Carnegie, Rockefeller, and Morgan continue to get richer, others are struggling to get by. The gap between the rich and the poor is as big as it's ever been. Over 90% of Americans survive on less than $100 per month, while the average worker earns barely $1 a day, well below the poverty line. Working conditions in factories across the country are almost unbearable. In a single year, 1 out of every 11 steel workers will die while on the job. As the country approaches the 1896 presidential election, America's poor are desperate and without hope. One man sees the opportunity to harness their anger, and in the process, propel himself to the White House. William Jennings Bryan. Bryan runs on a ticket promising equality for all, vowing to be a voice for the poor, and to take the fight to the country's elite.
The great combinations of capital have encroached upon the rights of the masses. No man can earn $1 million honestly.
He made himself the spokesman for the common man. He was the great commoner. There's no doubt that he tapped into something that was vital to most Americans that were not well off.
Republicans endeavor to overthrow and discredit all who honestly administer the law, and to allow every wrongdoer to operate unchecked as long as he has enough money.
The monopolies, the trusts became a target of Democrats, so that antitrust became a rallying cry of everybody who was, well, not seen as in the hip pocket of the corporations themselves.
I will tear down these trusts. Do you hear me, Carnegie? Do you hear me, Rockefeller?
Bryan's emergence is the biggest threat the Titans have ever faced. He promises to dismantle their companies and to not rest until they're behind bars.
This is William Jennings Bryan at a recent Democrat rally. He's a prohibitionist and a devout Presbyterian. According to him, Darwin's theory of evolution is a pack of lies. He's an enemy of the gold standard and an enemy of big business. It is certain that he will win the Democratic nomination. What do you think?
The Republican Party has a good candidate. No. We have to buy our own president.